In the early morning light, Abraham stood quietly outside his tent, watching the desert sky soften from deep violet to pale gold. The camp was still. Only the gentle rustling of sheep and the distant call of a bird broke the silence. But inside his heart there was no peace. The day before had been filled with celebration. Isaac, the child God had promised, was growing strong. Sarah had prepared a great feast to mark the day he was weaned, and laughter echoed throughout the camp. For years she had waited, prayed, and hoped, and now joy finally lived in her tent. Yet joy had not reached every corner of the household. Sarah had noticed Ishmael, Hagar's son, watching Isaac. Perhaps it was the way he laughed, or the tension she felt, but could not name. Fear stirred within her, not fear for the present, but for the future. Isaac was the promised child, the heir through whom God's covenant would continue. That evening, Sarah spoke firmly to Abraham. "Send the slave woman and her son away," she said. "Ishmael must not share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." Her words struck Abraham like a desert wind-hot and unbearable. Ishmael was his son too. He remembered holding him as a baby, teaching him to walk, hearing his first attempts at speech. How could a father send his child into the wilderness? All night Abraham wrestled with grief, but God spoke gently to him. "Do not be distressed because of the boy and your servant. Listen to Sarah, for it is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. Yet I will make a nation of Ishmael also, because he is your son." Those words did not erase Abraham's sorrow, but they gave him something to hold on to trust. So at dawn, with trembling hands, Abraham prepared bread and a skin of water. He placed them on Hagar's shoulders and called Ishmael to her side. No long speeches were possible. Some pains are too deep for many words. "Hagar," he said quietly, his voice thick with emotion. "God be with you." Then they were gone, walking toward the endless horizon. The wilderness of Beersheba was vast and unforgiving. Days passed beneath a blazing sun. The water ran out. Ishmael grew weak, his steps unsteady. At last, when he could go no further, Hagar laid him beneath a small shrub. She stepped away, unable to watch her child suffer. "I cannot see the boy die," she whispered, and her tears fell freely onto the dry earth. But heaven was not silent. God heard the boy crying. An angel called to Hagar from heaven. "What troubles you, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy where he is. Lift him up and take him by the hand, for I will make him into a great nation." In that moment, her despair lifted just enough for her eyes to see what had been hidden before a well of water nearby. She hurried to fill the skin and gave the boy a drink. Life returned slowly, like rain after drought. God was with Ishmael as he grew. The wilderness became his home, and he became skilled with the bow. Though their path had been marked by sorrow, it was also marked by divine care. And so the story reminds us, even in moments of separation, loss, and uncertainty, no cry is too small for God to hear, and no wilderness is beyond his compassion.